so you know when a new video comes out.
Today. We have subscribers ask us a question, and so the question was, honey, do you want to read? We're gonna read it exactly how he worded it, and then I'll go from there.
Okay, the question is how to approach a black girl, and what if they don't like white guys?
That's exactly how that question was written. So first we're gonna break down his question and then move from there.
Okay. So in the question, you say how to approach black girls. So this part of the question reveals that you believe that there must be a different way to approach black girls than non-black girls.
Is that how you felt before you approached me? Was it like, oh no, she's a black girl, I have to approach her a certain way? So did you feel like it's special or different?
So I will preface this by saying Biname was the first girl I ever dated. So my experience wasn't very good when it came to approaching girls to begin with. But I don't think I factored in that she was black when I approached her. She was extremely beautiful. I thought she was the most attractive girl I had ever seen. So I was just like, mostly I was not nervous. I was like, I want to talk to this girl, but she's like really pretty and I'm really like nervous. I think I was just trying not to say something dumb.
And he didn't. Didn't feel like, oh, I have to.
No, I don't think there's a different approach, and I think that would be disingenuous as well. I think you need to just approach.
Yep.
Period.
So let's keep moving.
Okay, and the second part of the question goes, and what if they don't like white guys? Now this shoot yourself in the foot before you ever start,
right?
Because there's an assumption there that might not like you. Assume that. So by assuming that black girls don't like guys, disqualifying yourself before you ever try.
Right.
And that's not a good thing to do.
What Jory said was really good, because I'll give you my example. So growing up, or like as I became an adult, I didn't really check for white guys. I was always, chocolate and, so in my mind, not that I hated black or white guys, but it was more like it wasn't on my mind, because I just thought, I'll get older, I'll marry a black person, we'll have babies, live happily ever after. Not because I didn't like whites, but anyways, it just didn't come to my mind. They weren't my first pick. So like I proceeded to just do me, do life, go to school and love on God. Here comes Jory, and what got my attention was how he approached me was extremely respectful. I was like, hey, how are you type of deal. So that kind of was like, oh, okay, he's got my attention. And then he proceeded to, make small talks and things of that nature. For sure, even through the times that we spent together, of him taking me to my car, walking me to my car, opening my door, or inviting me to baseball games, I had no idea what was happening at all. I just thought, oh my word, this guy is awesome. He's such a good friend. And that's literally how I saw Jory. Was like, he's a nice guy.
Right.
But in my mind, I was thinking, there is no way a blonde, this blonde, can be attracted to me. Because I wasn't checking for you, I thought you weren't checking for me either. He was just being friendly.
Right.
So, boy, was I wrong.
Now we want to give a few tips on what you can do as a white guy as you're approaching a black girl. Now, these tips, most of them go for if you're approaching any girl as a guy.
Right.
Because you'll find there's not much difference when it comes to falling in love with a girl as a man. So yeah. Number one, be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah. Don't try to do anything fancy.
Nope.
It's going to make things a lot better and a lot easier if you just act like you.
And
don't even think about acting, just be you.
So I always say this is why, another reason why I said yes to Jory was that there is a tendency for white boys once they marry, they change their speech pattern, the way they dress, etc., etc. And I call them flavor white boys. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with it if you are a flavor white boy because you've been around a lot of black people all your life, whatever. I get it. But nothing annoys me more than when I see a white guy trying so hard. And I said yes to Jory because he didn't change how he spoke. Like, he was Jory, like just country, and this is me, take it or leave it. And I fell in love with that because it was so authentic. Yeah, he was just himself, and you could see there was no pretending. So yes, that's a good tip. Be yourself, for real.
I think before you ever decide to approach someone and engage in what could become a romantic relationship, you need to ask yourself, could I see myself with this person long term? There needs to be infidelity.
Right.
And we would recommend courting, not dating.
Yeah.
That when you get into a relationship, as a man with a woman, you should think ahead of time, is this someone that I could marry and have a family with?
Yeah.
Because we believe that this relationship was designed by God and is meant to create family.
Yeah.
And so it's not something that we mess around with, like dating multiple people. When we were getting to know each other, initially it was around other people. We went in groups, we did things, my family or with her family or young people. But I think the goal was always, I know the goal was always that we would head more towards marriage, and until we were ready to really seriously start courting, we kept it pretty light and just did generic stuff. Once we kind of had a chance to talk and realized we were kind of headed the same way, then it's like, okay, this isn't going to be, we date for a while, then maybe we break up. No, it was purpose.
Yeah, I mean,
so you need to ask yourself, is this someone I could see myself with? Otherwise, you're wasting your time, you're wasting her time, and nobody has time for that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time.
So yes, we might be like a young couple, but our thinking is like extremely old. Yeah, we're not.
Maybe, yeah.
We are not. We are very old school, and they call old school just some of our ideologies. So yes, us saying courting, some of y'all be like, change the channel. But
you guys from the 20s?
Yeah, no, here's how, we made mistakes and stuff like that. But I don't want people to get idea that we're like a perfect couple. Yeah, absolutely not.
No, just to be intentional.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
Don't. Yeah. You ain't got time to waste time. Okay.
Number 3. Be kind.
Just be kind.
Yeah.
Be you, be kind.
Be kind. That's
goes
a
long
huge
way.
thing.
Yeah.
Number 4, be friendly.
Friendly, yeah.
Okay, you're approaching someone, be friendly.
Yeah. I don't know. It goes back to the first one for me. Just be yourself. If you're a laid back
don't
person.
Don't try to be too cool or too slick. Just be friendly.
Too overly.
Be kind. Be yourself.
Yeah. Overly friendly. Like, people will see through it. So just, be kind, be friendly. Yeah. This is my personal favorite. You have to be persistent. Just because you think she might like you. I hear all the time from my husband that he went and he didn't stop until
and the thing is, there may be just the fact that she hasn't considered a white guy, like Bename. She hadn't written off that thought completely, but it just never really was there. Like, she had to kind of be introduced to that idea in me. And so if you already disqualify yourself, then you don't even give her a chance to consider you. And so after you've approached her, if you really do like her, don't give up. I mean, don't hound her.
Yeah, don't be a stalker.
Don't be crazy. but check in. And if you really like that girl,
Don't play games either. If you know what you want, don't play games.
Yeah.
That is something I did not have the patience for. Like, either we're gonna do this or we're not. I don't have time to chase anybody.
That's something that worked out for us because you didn't have the patience for games.
No.
And I was a homeschooled country bumpkin who didn't know how to play games. So it worked out.
Perfect. Because if he was, well, bye. Okay.
Remember when you asked me?
Yeah.
And I was like, not slick at all. I was just like, yes.
But at first, initially, when you approached me, you had such bold stature, and the way you walk was so demanded respect. And I was like,
I'm not
who is this guy?
I had good posture, yes, but I was nervous.
I was like,
what you saw was just me being really stiff and nervous. I was just like, and you saw it as good posture.
I even asked you, I said, are you in the military? Like, because, I mean, he was just like,
rigid.
Yes, very, but so fine with it. But anyways, we're getting off topic.
And we're going to throw in a little something here. We're going to flip it. Okay? You asked the question, if this black girl doesn't like white guys.
Right.
So we want to ask you, this can happen. What if your family like black girls?
Or
yes, to some extent. And a lot of families are great. They're very accepting, very kind, and supportive of whoever you choose. However, you may run into a situation where your family.
That's right.
And so it's good to know where they stand before getting into that relationship. And if you count the cost, that this girl's worth it, even though I could lose friends, I could have a different relationship with my family. Then, I mean, that's your choice. But just go in with your eyes open, knowing what's going on.
What could happen, or like George said, are you willing to risk a lot of those things if you see yourself, again, going back to that, being for the rest of your life? And if they are, and you come to cost, baby, you better go for it and don't stop. Marriage, relationships are difficult. Marriages are difficult, but they also have their rewards. You know, with children and in experiences as well. And you always have a partner and a best friend. So like I pray that helps answer your question, and I hope you're a believer. And if you're not, looking into that.
Because we will say that for us, bond in our relationship is God. And when we got married, we looked at Thessalonians, where it talks about the threefold cord that is not easily broken. And if you imagine each of us being a cord, and then God is that third cord. And when we feel strained in our relationship, He's that third cord that holds us together. And so that is important, we believe. And that's what's carried us, is having God there.
Yes, have the Lord your constant goal would help a lot in marriage. And watching, if you we'll try and link it up for you guys. I think it's close to like getting 10,000 views. We would like for it to get 10,000 by July. Will definitely possible. So share our videos. So with that, dear friends, keep looking up.
Give a cute